This video is an HBCU tag. It's something that I like doing tag videos, but this tag actually hasn't been going around. Sorry, I'm trying to get my hair right. Just getting on my nerves. There we go. So it's not a tag that's been going around, but I did see another young lady do this tag, and so I definitely am going to tag her down below to give her props for. I want to say she started the tag because she's the first person I saw do the tag, but I did it to the HBCU, so I was like, I want to do the tag, so we about to do this HBCU tag. So.
Fuck you thought.
So, first of all, as everybody who watches my channel knows, I went to Langston University. This is actually a Langston shirt. I went to Langston University, and I only went to Langston University my junior, senior, and graduated senior year, so for 3 years. And I don't necessarily. Okay, most people that go to Langston know that you don't choose Langston. Langston chooses you. Mostly meaning that most people, especially from Oklahoma, don't plan on going to Langston until it happens. I've grown up in Oklahoma my entire life. I've never, ever, ever thought I would go to Langston University. When I say ever, ever, like my whole life, I never stepped foot on that campus. I never been to a campus party, a campus function, homecoming, nothing. I've never stepped foot on Langston's campus. Not the OKC campus, not the Tulsa campus, none of them until I attended Langston. So I think most people do not choose Langston. Langston chooses them. So I feel like everybody comes to Langston for really a divine purpose and reason, because it takes a special student to be at Langston University. And so I really thank God for the experience. So I was a psych major at Langston. And I chose my major because everybody's been trying to take like a general psychology class, and my shirt looks so wrinkled, and it probably is, but bear with me. Sorry guys. But anyways, everybody's required to take a general psychology class. I was a business major at first when I got to Bethel, but I just really fell in love with understanding how people think and why they do the things they do and things like that. And then I took a music psychology. No, I took a sports psychology class because I'm also getting a coaching certification. And I truly fell in love. When I say fell in love, oh my gosh. Sports psychology, it's so perfect. It makes you a better coach. It makes you a better physical trainer, personal trainer, whatever. That class right there is everything. It's so true that how people use, especially me, how I use athletics and things like that to kind of handle situations in my life. And then I took a psycho music class. And anybody who knows me, sports and music is that's my life. And so those two classes together really helped me change my major. So when I got to Langston, I was like, forget business. I just want to be a psychology major. So there it is.
If your rope ain't white,
it ain't right.
psych majors be like.
Dang, that's hard. I really have a lot. I think I have like a college for every year, and I was in college for 5 years. My junior year, I think my favorite memory was just getting to be at an HBCU, getting to see that lifestyle, getting to see what the movies try to portray, like Something on Drumline, what they try to portray. But they do kind of give you an idea of what it is, but they really don't. They don't give it to you. They somewhat portray like the richness of the history and the culture at an HBCU, especially Something Yard, like when he went to Truth Hall and things like that, but still it almost doesn't fully do it justice. So I think my junior year, just being around that history, hearing about like the wall at Langston and meeting like so many alumni and realizing I'm around so many alumni was dope. I think that was just overall my favorite memory of being at Langston, seeing like the livelihood, the Greek life, going to I didn't really go to parties. I actually didn't go to any parties my freshman year. My first year at Langston. Dang. The only party I went to, dang! No, I didn't go to any parties. I think if I had to staple out a favorite memory of my junior year, which was my first year at HBCU, it would definitely have to be spring week that year. That was the best spring week, hands down, we've had, period. in the 3 years I was at Langston, that by far was the best one. That's when the what's it called person, the hypnotist came.
But we dance.
We had a comedy show. That is not what made me right. I don't even remember who came, but I remember that man was roasting on this girl who did not even go to Langston, and she just wanted to be seen, and so he let her have her moment. We had a lot of fun, and I think a lot of the fun came from behind the scenes too. So I think that's probably my favorite memory of my junior year. My senior year, my favorite memory was just being on the e-board and homecoming. That was one of the most fun homecomings. That was the best homecoming in the 3 years I've been at Langston. Was my senior year, the year I was on the e-board. And I think that was the first year I really more so got to see the riches and history of Langston, because I was really involved, really around campus, really out for homecoming, things like that. So I think I more so got to see that. I got to witness some of my friends go Greek, so I kind of got to see that. And just different things of that nature that you don't really get to see at another school. You get to see that at HBCU.
I don't think I heard nothing myself.
So, yeah, and I think my graduating senior year, my favorite memory of graduating. It really was. I think that was probably my favorite. That's so terrible. Oh. And it's not because the year was bad or anything like that. Most of the best times are the most random times, and I feel like that's just in life, period. So a lot of my fun came from that, but graduating was a very surreal experience.
We did it. Yes. 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 You see it. You see it.
All right.
You see it.
Yes.
No, I've probably said this in every video that I did about college. I am not Greek. I'm around a lot of Greeks. I have a lot of friends that are Greeks. Some of my friends just became a Delta. I have 2 friends that are Zetas, actually, LSs, a lot of Sigma friends, Alpha friends, Omega friends, whatever. I have a lot of Greek friends. I personally am not Greek. At HBCU, I was part of, I still am, really. We go, like, heart to heart, something I really like is that once you graduate, they don't kind of just remove you. No shade. But, organization I was part of. Heart to Heart was my very first organization I was part of. SAB, I sat on the executive board for a year. Sociology Club, I sat on that executive board. Psychology Club, I sat on that executive board. Pre-alumni council. I was an RA for the first year. I was like in the guinea pig RA class. Still waiting on my paycheck. But anyways, yeah, I didn't get my spring paycheck, so I need that. ASAP Rocky. Thank you. What else was I part of? I always forget stuff until it happens. I helped a lot backstage with a lot of pageants. I worked in student affairs, so that was a thing in its own. Like, I always worked something. I'm trying to remember what else I was a part of as far as organizations are involved. I don't know, and I'll probably think of more once I was part of NAACP for a semester. That's not something I really got into, but it was just a lot going on. I was part of Warriors for Christ for a semester. Too much going on, so I had to make my exit. That's really like the major organizations I was in. I was probably in a few others, but I'm really going blank. I would have to like pull up my resume or something. I think just homecoming in general is probably one of my favorite weeks or events. Battle of the LUs was becoming one of my favorite events, especially this past year with like the Battle of the Bands and things like that. And this year they're even making it better to have a Battle of the Bands and a Battle of the Greeks. That's dope. So I wish I could make my way to Missouri, and if I have a new car by then, I may go. But Battle of the LUs was becoming my favorite event slowly but surely. I've attended both years so far, so this is going to be the third one. So it's time to settle the score, settle the tie, let them know who the real LU is. Langston, what's up? I think that was becoming one of my favorite events, but just something about the feel of campus when homecoming gets here. It's just something about how the campus feels like it's homecoming. Do you hear me? And so I'm really excited. Financial aid, loans. Yep, that's about it. I didn't really have a bunch of scholarships and things like that. I paid out of my pocket by the grace of God. And I'll link my testimony video down below so I can really tell y'all how I paid for school, because God is so good and his mercy endureth forever. Amen. Amen. So, last question, and this might take a while to answer, but there has been this big controversy, especially after Wendy Williams' ignorant self made the statement asking pretty much, is there still a relevancy for HBCUs, and why aren't there historically white colleges, and why, things like that. And so this is my take on it. I actually looked at this tag right when it happened, because I kind of wanted to see what people said, and I found this HBCU tag, and I added this question because I feel like it's necessary and should be answered. I don't even know where to start with this question. I guess I'll start actually answering the question. Yes, there is still a need for HBCUs, period. It is not a thing about black and white. It's more so a thing of the history, the riches, the culture. That's just like saying, is there still a point of teaching civil rights? Yes, people need to know history. If you don't teach people history, history repeats itself. Two, there's just something to be said about about higher education wanting to help and promote minorities, and HBCUs are not just about black students. White students can come. There are so many white students. There are Asian students, whatever. There are different nationalities at HBCUs. And just like if I go to PWI, I'm the minority. It just feels good to go somewhere and be a majority. I've been at PWIs my whole life, and in my HBC versus PWI video, I'm going to talk about that as well. I've been at PWIs my whole life. I've grown up in nothing but white schools. Every single school I've been to is a white school. And so when I got to Langston, it was actually a culture shock for me. I actually still felt like I'm a minority, because I've never been around that amount of black people ever. I was like, this is crazy. I was so used to just being a minority all the time and being around some white people and things like that, and it doesn't bother me. It never bothered me. Being a minority never bothered me. I really didn't have any racist issues. If anything, I just was willing and open to have those conversations with people that ask, like, why is your hair different? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? Well, how was your upbringing? This is how my upbringing was. We had those conversations in some schools, especially at Bethel, being over the multicultural student union, being over MSU. We had those conversations. Being part of the first what was the class? Seminar diversity class. We had those discussions about different diversities, and diversity is not always skin color. It's sometimes religion. Sometimes it's your it's just your upbringing. It's different diversities, you know what I'm saying? Even within black culture, even within white culture, there are different diversities. But yes, there are definitely still needs for HBCUs in campus, because it really just promotes and staples that minority group of students to do that. They can still be cool because people focus on them. People take your time and make sure that these students are cool and that they understand you are a minority. Like, I don't know how many times we had in this speech that you are a minority, and in order for you to succeed, you're gonna have to be better than your best. You're gonna have to look better than you ever looked before. You have to dress the part, look the part. And you know what I'm saying? And they're not saying to conform, but they're saying definitely you need to be like this. If this is your game, you need to be out here. Like, you need to be off the charts. Like, you need to understand there is no box. And something I really love about Langston is that some of the way the students think there is amazing, and they understand that there is no box. They understand that we always have to push the envelope, and that could be any way. And that's why, like, and I don't think people understand it. And I think if you follow me on my Facebook or social media, you understand that I advocate so hard for our alumni, and not necessarily just Langston, but HBCU alumni, but specifically Langston alumni, to come back and to teach at Langston, to work at Langston, to be around Langston, because we need that. Because when I said we learn to push the envelope, it's not just the way we dress, it's not just the way we think, it's not just our academics. Sometimes it's against authority. Sometimes we do have to push that envelope. The situation I was just talking about with the police, I'm like, a lot of us could have been like, you know what, whatever, we'll just go home. But no, we pushed the envelope. We stood up for what we knew was right. They tried to arrest one of our E-board members, but I'm like, you can't arrest him. He can say what he wants to say. He didn't threaten you. He just said y'all pissing him off. He can say that all day. You gotta let him go. You cannot arrest him for that. And so there are things we push the envelope on. There was a situation where we have an event called Midnight Breakfast the first day of finals every Monday, and they feel like it's too much of a party. Well, first of all, not trying to sound, racist or anything like that, but when black people get together and there's music played, there's gonna be music played, there's gonna be dancing. The difference is midnight breakfast, the lights was on, there's no twerking, they don't play line dances, and the Greek stroll while we ate, our chicken, our waffles, whatever. Furthermore, you have chicken and waffles. Come on now. But I mean, instead of settling for y'all can't play music or y'all can only play this little Christmas music, we don't need a DJ, we gonna plug in the iPod type of situation. We had our own midnight breakfast, and it was very successful, but that's the difference. We've learned to push the envelope in that way, and not saying that people at PWIs can't do that, or not saying that whites can't do that, or whatever, majorities can't do that, but it's just something that we have to learn for ourselves. It's something that we have to succeed in doing ourselves, and something I really love about Langston, and people say this all the time, but they always say if you can survive in Langston, you can survive anywhere. And I don't think people understand how real that statement is, because it's not the fact of Langston's geographical location. We're in Oklahoma, in the middle of nowhere. If you've ever been to Langston, all you're gonna see literally is one gas station that's like gas like $5 more expensive everywhere else. It's like California prices. Okay, that's dramatic, but it's expensive compared to it's almost like $1 more than it is in the city or in Edmond or in Stillwater. And I say the city, I mean Oklahoma City. But and a subway, and that's it. And all you see after that is the school and grass for miles. When I say miles, 15 miles. Like 8 miles one way, 13 miles the other. Actually, it's straight grass. And so when I say you don't just survive because of your geographical location, that's real. That's not the only reason it's hard to survive at Langston. Because if you don't have a car or whatever, you're gonna struggle getting back and forth to Walmart or going to get food or things like that. Everything on campus closes at 10, which is dumb. But don't get me started. Smitty's closes at 10, which is a little gas station. Subway closes at I think 10. Miss Meat closes at midnight, which is like our little convenience store. So really by midnight everything's closed. 33, which is the highway that runs in front of Langston, is probably one of the most dangerous highways to travel at night. So it's like after midnight, you're literally SOL. You either gonna risk your life or you gonna just not eat. But not even in that sense. It's the fact of the little things that we have to go through, like the housing situations, the room situations, the constant fight with administration, things like that we continuously have to go through or continuously do go through. You know what I'm saying? We learn to survive those things. And that's why I keep saying it takes a special student to be a Langston University student. And that's real. It takes a special student to be at an HBCU, period. But it really takes a special person and a special student, a special human being to be able to be at Langston and complete their years at Langston and graduate. So that's why when Langston graduation rolls around, it's a huge deal that you made the graduation. And not just that you made the graduation, that you made the graduation at Langston, because it's a very hard thing to get to. It's very hard. It's very hard. I don't know, if you feel like everything's been thrown at you at that point and you literally are like dragging yourself to the finish line, but once you cross that stage, y'all, it's the best feeling in the world. So yes, Wendy Williams, PWIs are PWIs for a reason. HBCUs are HBCUs for a reason. No, there's not a need for historically white colleges, because that's what everything else is. Everything else is historically white. The reason my university was even formed is because I, as a black student, couldn't go to OU. I, as a black student, couldn't go to, Oklahoma University. University of Oklahoma, sorry, but I'm a Bloomington student, you know what I'm saying. But I couldn't go to OU, which is University of Oklahoma. I couldn't go to OSU, which is Oklahoma State University. I couldn't go to UCO, which at the time was Central State, but now University of Central Oklahoma. I couldn't go to University of Tulsa. I couldn't go to Oral Roberts University. I couldn't go to those schools because they're PWIs. And at the time, they didn't allow black students in. So that's why Langston University was formed. That's why other HBCUs was formed, because we couldn't go to those schools. So why did they need a historically white college when everything else is historically white? So now that I went on my rant, hope you guys enjoyed the HBCU tag. I'm definitely going to challenge some other people to do this tag, just to kind of make this thing go viral. I really think this tag is dope. And there's some other tags that I want to do, but I definitely, I really think I'm really so hard advocating for HBCUs right now because of dumb people like Wendy Williams that just want to make dumb statements of that nature. But so I really do appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel early when it was still in the pre-stages. That means you guys really believe in me and believe in something that I'm trying to birth right now. It's definitely still in the infancy, but it's definitely something I'm trying to birth right now. It's definitely something I'm trying to grow right now. People have really been asking me, like, what's the purpose of my channel? I think the purpose of my channel is just to share my thoughts, share how I feel about different things, and really get the word out. I really have a lot to say, and that's not because I talk a lot. I just think a lot. I see a lot. I just visualize a lot. I have have a vision for a lot of things, and I see a lot of things. I just pay attention, and so I literally, it's time for me to speak on a lot of things. And this is just one of the things is that how people really down HBCUs, and not just HBCUs, but Langston University as a whole. But then again, as a student at Langston University, you can't be dogging that school too, because baby, that's your school. So there's just some things that I'm over. There's some things that people need to know. For example, my Letters of My College Self-series is so that people don't make the same mistakes I made in college, because I didn't really have a lot of people helping me, telling me like what I needed to do to get ready for college. I didn't have that. And so this HBCU tag is going to help make HBCUs more relevant. And shout out to Allstate, because they're actually doing some stuff for HBCUs right now. So I really appreciate the support that people are sending towards HBCUs, especially mine. I'm trying to figure out different ways to get back, y'all. When I say the housing situation, I was on my way to paint something myself, and they was like, legally, you can't do that. Like, I wasn't playing games. I was on my way. I have a lot of things coming up, you guys. I'm really just trying to continue to grow, trying to get better. So if you guys have any ideas, advice, anything you can give me, definitely comment down below. Hit me on all my social medias. They're all linked down below, as well as linked to my YouTube page. So that's it. I really appreciate you guys for checking me out. If you guys are interested in doing this HBCU tag, let me know and I'll send you guys all the videos. Or you can just watch the video and write down the questions like I did. I'm going to tag the original HBCU tag video down below. But I love you guys. Peace. Peace. So what's up, everybody, and welcome back to... Okay, I really need to come with a new intro. Hey, everybody! So what's up?